放手行吗？我求求你，你放手行吗？我放手，我求求你放手行吗？我求求你放手行吗？你放手行吗？
很多人私信问我
A lot of people ask me, weren't you the one who asked for the divorce? Weren't you the strong, decisive one? So why do you want to go back now? Let me tell you something. Have you ever felt the weight of a decision that seemed right at the time, but later turned into a bottomless pit? I tried to fix it. I wrote a letter. I was honest. I apologized. I asked to come back. But he didn't want to. He said it was too late now. He said he couldn't trust me anymore. And I can't blame him. I was the one who let go. I was the one who said it was over. At the time, it felt like freedom. Now, it's just silence. I speak, but no one listens. I cry, but no one answers. When I read his reply, my eyes kept reading, but my heart stopped. The person who shared half my life is now just a stranger with my memories. I'm sorry. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was saving myself. But I was only sinking deeper. Now I have to pick up the pieces. I have to rebuild myself. I have a child. And for him, I have to stay strong. Yesterday, when I wrote this, my hands were steady. Today, reading it out loud, I broke down. I wish I hadn't left. But if I stay stuck in the same place, without moving forward, every step will just hurt more.
曾经我以为
I once believed that marriage was the best destination in life, that it would be my safe harbor. But in reality, marriage almost cost me half my life. Then, I thought divorce would be my salvation. But it wasn't. After the divorce, all the pressure fell on me. The silent competition at work, the financial stress, everything. Moving house alone, again and again. Coming home after work to an empty, dark apartment. A divorced woman has no home. The truth is, I didn't marry out of deep love. I got married because my family said it was time. Because they told me he was a good man, hardworking, stable, and that men like him were rare. And honestly, he wasn't a bad person. He never treated me poorly, never acted irresponsibly. He was the kind of man who left early for the market, came home tired, took a shower, ate dinner, and went to bed. To him, the life we had was perfect. But for me, it wasn't enough. I felt stuck. While my single friends were traveling, studying, building their lives. I was at home, taking care of my child, doing the dishes, waiting for the sound of his keys in the door. And it wasn't that I wanted to party. That wasn't it. What really got to me was watching some of my friends grow and evolve. I had a friend who opened a clothing shop with her husband. They built it together from scratch. Now they live comfortably, travel as a family, and enjoy life. And me? All I did was take care of the house. Sometimes I talked to my ex about starting something of our own, opening a small business, trying something different. But he always said, we can't afford it right now. Let's wait a little longer. That little longer lasted for years. And the thought of living that same life forever started to suffocate me. At the end of last year, and especially during Chinese New Year, social media exploded with stories of women who had just gotten divorced. It was like a real wave of divorces. Women sharing their stories proudly, saying how free and happy they felt. Posting photos of themselves traveling, starting over, smiling. And that got to me. It caught me at a weak moment. I thought, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need to free myself too. So I did it. I followed that wave. I asked for a divorce. I thought I was being brave. I thought my life would bloom right after. But reality turned out very differently. Now I feel exhausted. Like I'm constantly trying to climb, to improve, to make it work. But I can't find the way. It feels like I'm stuck in a deep hole, fighting every day just to not fall deeper. On the outside, I smile. But inside, every day is a struggle. My coworkers, my friends, even my old classmates. They all seem happy. And I feel ashamed. I deleted almost everyone from my WeChat. I don't want them to see my reality. I'm a mess. Like a zombie walking around. And the worst part is, I really tried. I tried so hard. But maybe all my efforts were meaningless. Efforts that led nowhere. So here's my advice to women like me, who don't have a lot of resources or skills. Don't marry out of pressure. And if you do marry, don't divorce on impulse. Because when regret comes, it's silent. And often, it's already too late to turn back. Maybe the only thing I'm still holding on to is my child. Life is short. In just over 100 days, I'll turn 30. A few decades after that, I'll be old. And not long after, gone. Maybe not even decades from now. Life is short and full of suffering. I wish I could be one of those people who can just lie flat and surrender. Or one of those who work tirelessly and keep moving forward, no matter what. But I can't. I'm stuck in the middle. Struggling, caught between exhaustion and fear, trying to survive.
Today is the 7th day since the divorce. A full week. It may not seem like much, but to me it feels like a century has passed. This week, the thing that struck me the most was realizing how much it takes to actually keep a home running. Taking care of a house isn't just a routine, it's a battle. Cooking, looking after the kids, cleaning, organizing everything. Each task drains me completely. Leaves me exhausted. During Chinese New Year, while everyone was celebrating, there was a quiet, yet powerful, wave of divorces. Many women I knew were separating. Some said they were tired. Others were celebrating their freedom. And I, influenced by it all, by that atmosphere of new year, new life, made my decision too. The truth is, I had been feeling trapped for a while. While my friends were going out, attending parties, dinners, traveling, I stayed home. Because he didn't let me. He would always say, "You need to take care of the house. If you want to go out, only with me." And I stayed quiet. I obeyed, trying to keep the peace. But one day I snapped. I wanted to prove that I could have freedom too. That I could go out, smile, and live on my own. So I asked for a divorce. With full confidence. And I promised myself, I can do this. I'll live better without him. I signed the papers with conviction. I thought I was starting over. But reality hit me, and it hit hard. 7 days later. I'm no longer the confident woman who thought she could do anything. I'm just someone trying to breathe through the regret. I still remember what he said on the first night after the divorce. "You don't know how to live alone. You're not ready for this. You'll regret it." At the time, I laughed inside. I thought he was just being arrogant. I told myself, he's the one who'll regret it. I'll show him. But the truth is, he was right. These past few days have shown me how naive I was. So stubborn. So impulsive. I let myself get swept up in a wave, the wave of others who seemed happy, free. But now I see every marriage is different. Every decision comes at a price. Today, he's no longer here. He doesn't message me anymore. He doesn't ask if I've eaten. He doesn't stop me from going out. But he also doesn't hold me when I fall apart. He doesn't share the weight of the world with me anymore. He's not there when everything goes wrong. I tried writing to him. I was honest. I apologized. I asked to come back. But he didn't want to. He said it was too late. That he had already suffered enough. That he couldn't trust me anymore. And I understood. I was the one who let go. I was the one who turned my back. Back then it felt like freedom. Now it's just silence. I speak, but no one listens. I cry, but no one answers. When I read his response, my eyes kept going, but my heart stopped. The person who spent half of my life with me is now just a painful memory. I'm sorry. I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was saving myself. But I was only sinking deeper. Now I have to gather the pieces. I have to rebuild. Because I have a child. And for him, I have to get back up. Yesterday when I wrote this, I didn't cry. But today, reading it out loud, I broke down. I wish I hadn't left. But if I stay stuck in this regret without moving forward, every step will just hurt more.
大家好，我是宝哥。
Hi everyone. I'm Bao Gu. I've got a question for you. Has anyone around you gotten divorced this year? Just this year alone? In my case, it's been crazy. Including today, 3 of my friends have already gotten divorced this year. From January to July, and it's not even the end of July yet. In just half a year, 3 divorces. Today, one of my friends called me. He asked if I had time this weekend. I asked him why. He said he had a huge fight with his wife and they're planning to divorce. But because of property disputes, they couldn't reach an agreement. And now he's getting ready to sue his wife. I was shocked. I asked him, what happened? Why divorce all of a sudden? And why a lawsuit? He told me his wife cheated on him. And not just with one guy. According to him, she was seeing 2 or 3 different men. She was sneaking around, using food delivery as an excuse, flirting with guys, just out there messing around. And now he found out. What's even crazier? She admitted it right away. She said, "Yeah, I cheated. I want a divorce." So clearly, she had already wanted to leave for a long time. If she didn't, she would have denied it or tried to cover it up. But no, she was straightforward. "I don't want to be with you anymore. I cheated." So now they're heading for divorce. But because they couldn't agree on how to divide the assets, he's planning to file a lawsuit. That's why he called. He didn't want to go to court alone, and after thinking about it, he asked me to come with him. They got married last year on May 20th. You know, the symbolic 520. And just over a year later, they're splitting up. To be honest, I remember whenever we went out for late-night snacks or hung out, his wife would always complain. She would say things like, "My husband is useless. My coworker is so much better. That other guy has more money. My ex was more ambitious." Basically, in her eyes, my friend was worthless. Just never good enough compared to others. My friend used to tell me, "If this keeps up, one day we'll end up divorced." And here we are. And not just divorced, cheated on and divorced. To be honest, of the 3 friends I mentioned, 2 of them divorced because their wives cheated. It really shows just how high the divorce rate is here in Zhejiang. It's honestly ridiculous. And it's not just my friends. Even their friends are going through the same thing. You keep hearing stories. Wife ran off with someone else. Wife got too close to a coworker. Wife got caught in a hotel room with another guy. Same story every time. And honestly, lately, I haven't heard a single case where the husband cheated and got caught. All the stories I hear, wives cheating, getting caught, and ending in divorce. Here in Zhejiang, a lot of women just don't know how to settle down. A little temptation and they're off. It's like, give them a piece of candy and they'll run to another guy. And in their minds, if they don't get caught, it's fine. If they do get caught, they just say, "So what? We'll divorce." That's the mindset now. Honestly, my friend's story has me worried. 3 divorces in 6 months? That's wild. What if I end up marrying someone like that one day? You never know. What if she cheats and I don't find out? Or worse, I catch her, and she just says, "Okay, let's get divorced." And I'm left there wearing the clown hat. Divorces here in Zhejiang are skyrocketing. And to be blunt, the number of women cheating is even higher. Anyway, that's it for today's video.
离婚以后我就后悔。
After the divorce, I regretted it. But by then it was too late. My ex-husband refused to get back together. My personal experience has taught me one very clear lesson. Ladies, never get divorced on impulse. More than 98% of women regret their divorce afterward. In a marriage, a woman shouldn't be too controlling. I was too dominant. I started to believe I had married the wrong person. Everything my husband did annoyed me. I thought everything he did was wrong. I was obsessed with changing him, but I never stopped to reflect on my own mistakes. I thought if I just found someone else, I'd finally be happy. So I chose to divorce him. But then one day my son sent me a video, and that's when the regret really hit me. I finally understood. It's the children who suffer the most after a divorce. That's why I wanted to reconcile. I wanted to give my son a complete, stable home again. But my ex-husband wouldn't agree. He knew I regretted it. He knew that I had only been focused on finding a man who could make me happy. So I ended up with someone 5 years older than me, thinking it would be different. But not only did he give me nothing, he even asked me for money. And when I refused, he hit me. That saying turned out to be true in my life. If a woman can't make her first marriage work, her second one won't be any better. If you think changing husbands will make you happy, you're wrong. You probably won't find someone better. In fact, you're likely to end up with someone much worse. Today, I'm filled with regret. If I hadn't gotten divorced, at least my son would still have a whole family. My ex-husband was always fully devoted to our child. He gave his all as a father. Now I see it clearly. The problem was me. I shouldn't have been so controlling.
I never should have done what I did.
离婚要孩子的男人有责任有担当，他在乎。
A man who wants custody after divorce shows responsibility and commitment. How bad can a man like that really be? But a woman who divorces and doesn't take the child, does she even deserve to be called a mother? In this world, there are so many voices. People who don't know your story, don't understand your struggles, and yet they won't leave you alone. I raised my child alone for 8 years and no one ever praised me for it. But when his family took care of him for just 3 months, suddenly everyone jumped in to attack me, saying I didn't deserve to be a mother. I was harshly judged online. They said I didn't love my child, that I was dragging him down, making it harder for me to remarry. They called me names, said I was worthless. But really, does it matter if I'm a good person or not? Even if I were, none of those people would step in and help raise my child. So many fathers are completely absent. They never participate. The child is raised entirely by the mother's hands. Ever heard of a widow-style marriage? That's when the woman is married but lives like she's alone. And the grandparents? They never cared about the grandchild. But the moment divorce happens, suddenly all those people show up, pretending to care, pretending to love the child, just to fight for custody. Are they really doing it out of love? No. They do it to hurt the woman, to control her through the child. Love is a deep and noble emotion. How can people with such low intentions feel something so pure? They claim to love the child, but they were never around when it mattered most. When we needed help the most, they were nowhere to be found. And now that the mother has raised the child on her own, they suddenly wake up and try to take the child away under the banner of fatherly love. How many men really love their kids? Most just fight for custody and then hand the child off to the grandparents. No responsibility, no involvement. And worse, they say things like, "Your mom didn't want you." What kind of mindset is that? In this world, very few mothers truly don't love their children. But how often do we see kids hidden away, not allowed to see their moms? After divorce, a woman has no home. Years as a housewife disconnect her from the job market. Money becomes a serious issue. And how many fathers refuse to pay child support? If a mother stays home to raise her child, she can't earn money. If she works to earn money, she can't be with her child. Many mothers are forced to make heartbreaking decisions after weighing every option. That doesn't mean they don't love their children. Really, this world needs to learn to understand and support mothers. I didn't give up on my child. And I'm not out here chasing happiness. If I had a solid support system, I would want to be with my child every single day. But the painful pull between emotional attachment and brutal reality has put me in a position where I have to survive, when I couldn't do both. Letting go may have been the hardest but most loving choice I could make. Money or presence, which one matters more? I don't know. All I know is, without money, presence means nothing. I know I've let my child down in some way. And I just want to say this to my child. Forgive me. Mom never left you. Maybe there will be nights when you miss me deeply. But please believe, my love has never left your side. I didn't walk away because I stopped loving you. I walked away to build a better path for your future. You may face struggles. You may feel lonely. But remember this. You are stronger than you think. I hope you'll always stay kind and brave. And no matter what, if you ever turn around, I'll be right here. Your mother will always have your back.
Earlier this year, I made a video about the wave of divorces that swept through China right after the Lunar New Year. At the time, social media was full of excitement, women celebrating their freedom, saying they were finally happy that they had taken their lives back. But now, a few months later, reality is starting to hit and hard. Many of those posts have disappeared, and in their place, we're seeing a very different kind of story: regret, loneliness, silence. Women realizing that maybe what they were chasing was never real to begin with. Let me be clear, I'm not against divorce. If a relationship is toxic, if there's cheating, disrespect, emotional damage, then yes, leaving is the right choice. It's better to be alone than to be next to someone who slowly breaks you down. But what I've seen, especially on Chinese platforms, is that many of these women didn't leave because they were being mistreated. They left because they believed they could find something better. someone more ambitious, more loving, more inspiring. And in many cases, they were influenced by friends, by what they saw on social media, by comparisons with what looked like perfect lives. And here's something I've realized. The West and the East really aren't that different when it comes to relationships. The same dynamic plays out everywhere. Men tend to settle into comfortable routines. If they've got a video game, a barbecue on the weekend, and a warm meal at home, they're fine. But women, even in decent relationships, are constantly bombarded with images of women living better. They see influencers on the beach in the Bahamas with a rich, handsome husband and start wondering, don't I deserve that too? If I leave, maybe I'll find someone better. And so, many leave. But what they find outside the marriage isn't a dream guy ready to build a life. What they find are men who've been on the market too long, who have too many options and no interest in settling down. These men, the ones with money, looks, and status, aren't looking for a partner. They're looking for variety, and that's when it hits. That's when the regret kicks in, and it's not just about the ex-husband, but what he represented: stability, care, a real partnership, even if imperfect. It's easy to criticize a man who comes home tired and just wants to rest on the couch. What's hard is realizing he might have been the only man truly willing to stay. So, what do I think about this wave of regret? Honestly, it was predictable. Not because every woman should have stayed married, but because so many left for the wrong reasons. They were chasing a dream that wasn't theirs, influenced by fake lives online and the pressure to always be leveling up. Now, what's left is emptiness. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about this wave of regret? Are we romanticizing life after divorce too much, or is it still worth chasing something better, even if the price is high? I'll see you in the next video.